It's here. Been waiting for a couple weeks now. I ordered it last Monday. It's now Wednesday. So it's been 7, 8, 9, 10 days? 10 days. I'm excited to see if this is going to work. I've been looking at this radio for almost 3 years. You've probably seen like when I bought the camper why I kicked myself so much because I made a bad decision. I usually spend a lot of time researching a product before I pull the trigger and buy it. My Honda Pilot, I shopped for vehicles for 3 or 4 years before I said, this is definitely the vehicle I am getting. And then when I bought it, I knew exactly what I wanted, no regrets. I only spent about 6 months looking for the camper. I don't know how I ended up being fooled. Momentary lapse of reason. This is the Flex 6600M. I've been looking for 3 radios. I've been looking at the ICOM 7610, the Yaesu DX101 MP, and the Flex. The reason why I ended up going to Flex, honestly, was leaning towards the Yaesu, but I went for the Flex because it's a 30-day return policy. If this thing doesn't do what I want, I'm going to ship it back. There's no restocking fee, nothing like that. I really think that was the best option for me. If this radio does what I want, chances are the other ones would have too, but if this radio can't help me deal with the noise situation I have here at my QTH, the other ones really wouldn't either. I would have ended up sending them back. I just figured this was the safest way to go. So let's get this thing opened. Make sure not to tear up the box, because if I end up sending it back, I want to have something to send it back in. Neat little calendar. Oh, ain't that sweet. Actually, this is pretty cool. I'll look more at this later. I'm supposed to also get a free t-shirt. So double box, so that's good. Good packaging. What do we have here? Oh, here's my free shirt. Quick start guide. If you need that, you maybe shouldn't have a very expensive ham radio. Technical support information. Fine. He's not a player. Warranty information, basically also saying that you can't go in and, do soldering work on the radio and expect it to be warranted. Microphone. What do we have down here? We got a few things down here. We got, this is the power pole or whatever the cable is. It's a power cable. And this is an Ethernet cable. There it is. It's actually very, very light, which is very nice. I think they sell some handles for this, but I hate to get it scrapped up. I could see taking this on field day. It's pretty light. So let's see, first impressions before we turn it on. Let's check out the knobs. They're not real heavy knobs. Not bad. Feels pretty smooth. A little bit of sloppiness in them. That could be a little better. Honestly, I would give the knobs about slightly better than average. Like I say, this feels really good. This one here, as far as how it's balanced and everything, it seems like it's got a good spin to it. I'm gonna leave the plastic on. Let's go get this hooked up. So the first thing I did was put these banana jack connectors on the ends so that I'm ready to plug into my power supply. Connect this into the mic. Connect that into the push to talk. There we go. Alright, so I am going to have to get a power cable for my tuner because right now it was powered off my other radio, which now I don't have powered. Also, I need to get some power to my other radio if I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I know doing a side-by-side comparison of this would be dumb in most cases, but the reason I'm doing is this. You've seen a lot of people do side-by-side comparisons of like FT817ND to 7300 ICOM and make it look like the FT817 sounds just as good. The issue is they all do it in perfect conditions where there's no noise. Of course it's going to sound just as good. You have to be able to show it shining where it needs to shine, and that's handling noise. So that's what we're going to do, is compare how these two radios can do in noise. I have an extremely noisy situation. The other issue I've seen a lot of people show how the wideband noise blanker, and they'll turn it on when, most of the examples, they're turning it on when there's absolutely nobody talking, there's nothing. Oh great, you remove power line noise, but that doesn't really tell me a whole lot. And so that's what I'm going to try to do with all this and my comparisons, to really show you, are you going to really get a bang for your buck, or are you going to just be able to use things like the MFJ noise canceller that, like I have, and a magnetic loop receive only antenna, and be able to do just as good of a job. Again, this isn't about contesting or anything like that. This is just about dealing with QRM. If that's the right phrase. Local noise created by electronics and power line transformers being bad and stuff like that. So I don't have the tuner on, but let's turn this thing on and see what we get. So it does take a little bit to power up, which is understandable. Log in, SmartLink setup, operate, info. Let's start with info. Let's see what we got with info. Okay. Let's do SmartLink setup. Oh, SmartLink. Okay, so that would be probably for if you're going to remote. Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Oh, I can't touch the screen with that on. I'm going to have to take this off. Let's go to, so operate. Download required. Run. Okay, select version. Did I just say run? Okay, so first impressions. I haven't, probably not fair yet, but the speaker seems a little weak in comparison to like the FT891. Not a huge deal. I have other speakers, I have headphones. Again, not a huge deal, but we'll see. I'm going to play with it a little bit more and I'll get right back with you. Okay, day 2 of the FlexRadio experience. The speaker's crap. I'm going to just say it. It doesn't have a lot of volume. It just sounds kind of tinny. The one in my Yaesu 817 and sounds the best, and the FT891's not as good as the 817, so you will be using headphones or adding a speaker. The interface seems glitchy. I've Googled a few things and people have reported this issue and had to just reset the device. I've already reset it once. For example, let me show you. Notice it's not taking me to 10 meters. Also, when I click on 12, it's not even on. I have to turn it on. And it didn't change the channel. Last night I started doing this when I switched to 2200 and 630. It was acting weird, like if I go to 2200. Oh, well now it's showing, but it wouldn't even show my dial over here, this where I was at. All I did was do that and I couldn't go into 40 meters anymore and have it work. All I've been doing today is playing with FT8 and trying different channels, not even using this. Now here's the thing, is I can go over here to 12 meters and you're supposed to be able to turn whatever settings and it should keep it, and then I'll dial into 12 meters, which I don't know if this is 12 meters or not, I don't know. But the point is it's supposed to save this, because obviously if it couldn't change then these settings should never change, but it should save it. Now if I go back to 10 meters, well, look at that. It's like I didn't even do anything when I clicked on 10. It's exactly where I left it. Let's try this. Now I'm going to go to 12. Now it's not even working. That's not an end user situation. So far, I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy about this radio at all. Overall, the wideband nose blanker does nothing for me. The more I play with it, it literally needs to be wideband. I thought, like, over just a couple bands, but it must have to be over the entire thing, and apparently right now I don't have any. The noise blanker is nice, but I've seen good noise rate blankers on the ICOM 7610 and the Yaesu 101 MP. That's not a big deal. The MFJ noise canceller, and I'll review this as I go further, and once I know for sure that I'm doing everything right. Removes more noise than this. I'm doing that with $225 device. That removes more noise and brings things out of the mud better so far than this. Alright, so I'm playing with the Dog Park SDR because I'm running a Mac. Don't even waste your time. I've looked through the manual, I've looked through YouTube videos. It's very unfinished. The interfaces. I'll give you an example. I could be wrong, but I'm not finding anything in documentation, and it doesn't look like there's any other way to do it. So the Windows version will work just like it does on the radio, where you can actually put your mouse on the screen and adjust the width of the filter really easily by dragging. Also notch filters, same thing. And you can do that pretty much with this. Now they have knobs for the width of the filters. For the notch filters, I mean, it's got some decent control. This is, well, I'll show you. If I'm here and I tune to this, okay, I'm tuned to that. You can't grab this and size it. It moves the whole thing. That's all it does. You have to go over here, and I tried every shortcut key, hit this button to make it narrower. I'll show you what this would translate to in the radio. This is a pain. Say you wanted to do a notch filter, you'd say File, Tracking Notch Filter, and it's going to put it right where this thing is sitting, which is fine. And then you can pick your width and you type it in, and you can say how deep, which is fine. That is usable. It's not the prettiest, but it's usable. But let's see how it works on the radio. I'm going to go back here to the radio. For example, here I am. Doesn't matter where. I'm going to just pick that. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little better. So there's my filter width. Throw it into upper sideband. Doesn't matter. I'm not actually going to do anything here. Zoom out so you can see how wide the filter is. Now all I do is I can move it and I can change its width. That's it. Really nice and easy, see? And on the Windows version, you can use your mouse to shrink it or increase it. But as you can see, it's pretty nice. You can just change the filter just by doing that. I really like that. I do have to say, overall, other than this is, I'm running into some bugs, or I think are bugs, I actually like how this all works. This seems very thought out, and you're not overloaded with a bunch of buttons. You can do everything you need really quick and easy. So I do like this. I really do. There are some places on the screen that are a little small to hit, like this should be a button instead of this little thing in the corner. They should actually make it more like a button. But now let's do like the tracking notch filter. I hold here, I create a tracking filter, there it is. Now, all I have to do is I can take this knob, boop, see? That's how wide it is, and then I can position it with the outer knob, and then I can say how deep. And so then I can tell it to remember, or I can just use it temporary and not remember the filter. That works really, really well, and I can set this as normal, and I can end up, this would basically work like a contour filter that's in the 891. You don't have a contour filter in this, but you can make this wider, make it normal depth, and it works really similar to the contour filter in the 891. I'll keep plugging along. This is only day 2. Dog Park ain't gonna cut it. So I'm gonna install a free, the 30-day or 90-day trial of Windows on here as a virtual machine. Install the smartsdr because I want to get the whole experience before I say yay or nay on this.